Crypto Marketing Agency live.
Good afternoon, guys. Rick, the DeFi guy here. Today, we're going to be talking about crypto adoption, marketing, and just what all of that means in the current market situation around the world, both domestically here in the United States and abroad. I'm going to bring in a special guest today. He actually works with a crypto project, kind of helps out in multifaceted part of the entire landscape of crypto and how their project operates. We can talk about that. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about, I'm going to ask him questions about his investment strategy, why crypto is so amazing, and why marketing for crypto kind of just makes sense, like in the online part of the entire world here. So, yeah, his name is JG. We're going to bring him in. Basically, crypto is one of those things, one of those investment vehicles, like I mentioned in the last video, that really just, if you look at the last 6 to 8 years, nothing has come close to the growth and the speed of the growth. The speed of the growth is something that you really got to pay attention to. Every time the Fed raises rates or something crazy happens, a centralized exchange goes under, you find, these rug pulls are just getting bigger and bigger, and these hacks are getting more, more numerous or whatever around the landscape. But really, crypto still just has the capability of going from 0 to 1,000x in a few days. That is the power of DeFi. DeFi is really, really amazing in itself, and we can get into what DeFi is versus just your regular investment in layer ones, layer twos. But we'll talk about DeFi, centralized exchanges, how to market them, what that looks like, and of course, my special guest has an affinity for marketing, and we'll ask him some questions. And actually, we're going to bring him in right now. His name is JG. You guys, welcome JG.
Hey guys,
What's up, brother from another mother?
just hanging out, working on,
man.
some stuff, marketing as well.
Yeah, cool. So JG works, kind of helps out a project called HODL Token. They're one of the first reward tokens over on the Binance Smart Chain. They had an epic run, over 200 million market cap. The numbers were crazy. Kind of became a household name. The word HODL, hold on for dear life, is kind of synonymous with crypto memes. And I'm sure you've probably heard of them before. But we've got JG from HODL. And then, of course, he runs his own business on the side and does a bunch of stuff. You got your hands in pretty much everything, from my understanding, right?
Yeah, and just to chat about HODL a little bit, we reached 200 million market cap. At one point, we were doing, I think, $45 million transacted in a day.
That's crazy.
Which is a lot of volume back, I think, May of last year. But eventually, we'll get back to that point and beyond based on, what we're building and the activity that's going to come through there. So we're currently working on becoming a $1 billion market cap. There's a ton of development going on right now. There's a lot of marketing and things behind the scenes. We've got, apps and games and NFTs. There's a lot of stuff going on that's going to be really, really good. Come 5 years from now. If you're invested right now, you're going to be like super happy 5 years from now.
Yeah, it's actually what caught my attention. I was an early investor in HODL, and to see what it was then to what it has become now, even though the market is really, hit a lot of these projects, like the DeFi trends come in waves, right? And HODL caught that first to market reward token aspect, which is really exciting. And I was a part of that for a little bit. And then even seeing, it might only be $1.5 million market cap, but to see all of the development you guys have done in that time frame, very excellent, my man. It's very cool to see. So, yeah, what are we here to talk about? We're here to talk about crypto adoption. Yeah, crypto adoption. So, what are you invested in? Everyone saw the last video, we talked about stocks. I mean, it's a short video, but still, stocks, crypto, real estate, commodities, precious metals. And I keep saying it over and over again, nothing comes close to the potential of crypto. In some regards, it is arguably one of the best investments you can make. Again, not financial advice. That's just my experience and my observation. So yeah, you've been around for a while. You've got your own business. Tell what investments, without getting too personal, what do you invest in and why?
So I invest in projects that have good teams behind them. I don't look at the well, I do look at the brand name because I think branding is really important for the future, especially when somebody's looking at a project or a company. In general, you look at the brand, and if you can get an idea of what that company does without reading through literature and all that sort of stuff, any other content on the website, without reading through that stuff, if you can get that from the brand name, then that is going to lead to a lot down the road. So for HODL, for example, hold on for dear life is basically the strategy is to HODL your tokens, and then you get a reward based on the percentage of how many tokens you hold. So they're going to be coming out with different stuff down the road, all related to holding on to your tokens and you earning a reward from that based on volume, based on other revenue streams of the company, NFT sales, things like that, that all go into a reward pool that you're able to draw from. But I invest in the team behind a project, the brand name of the project, and then the roadmap to see what they actually have going on. It's real easy on the BSC network and especially in some other networks, but it's really easy to put up a website with a page that says roadmap and you can put anything you want on it. And the people that read it are like, oh, look, they're coming out they're going to build their own casino, in Nevada. Well, who's going to really build their own casino in Nevada?
Right.
Projects say that they just say those things to get you to invest in the token. It's kind of drive, the transactions coming in. But the real utility of a token is also what I look at as well. Not to keep talking about HODL too much, but HODL has these utilities coming out, such as gameplay, where you can play to earn tokens, or crypto, maybe BNB, maybe HODL tokens. I'm not sure, but they have these different games, apps, ways to earn that are part of the ecosystem. And so investing in a token like that or a project like that allows you to earn money back. Some other ones, just name a few, Polygon, on Coinbase, I think either that or Cardano, you can get a percentage back from just holding those tokens.
Right.
Same concept. Except there's going to be more with HODL. There's more revenue streams that are actually feeding into the reward system, whereas Cardano and some others are just more of like a staking. You stake your tokens, you earn a percentage back, and that's it.
And that's a really great kind of segue into talking about like smart contracts. Like HODL is a smart contract built on the Binance Smart Chain. In case for our viewers who aren't familiar with like HODL at all, HODL is a layer 2 smart contract operating on the Binance Smart Chain. And what it does is it basically has automated functions built into every interaction with the token. Whereas, Binance Coin is the native coin to that network, whereas, HODL and anything on the Binance Smart Chain are smart contracts within that chain. And, there's other networks too. But like that, it's very interesting that you brought up Cardano too, because Cardano is a layer 1, a major layer 1. And, you mentioned a centralized exchange where they give you rewards. It's kind of like, DeFi has all of this capability that just does it, that is not possible in CeFi, centralized finance, centralized exchanges. They reward you for using their platform, their operation, where you don't actually own the assets. It's kind of like a ledger, very similar to a banking system where they tell you you deposit money into their system and they basically give you a receipt saying this is what you own and you can move this around whenever you want. We're going to give you rewards if you use this. And obviously they have a whole business plan, whole business model to support those extra rewards, because usually fractionalized banking that even these centralized exchanges are doing, they can't afford all of the assets that are in there. And then of course these 2, 3, 4, 5%, where in DeFi it's all relative to smart contracts. And obviously inflating and deflating supply. It kind of is one of those things that you have to look out for when investing in a project. But you know, DeFi can hit these incredible numbers, but they're also, with those incredible opportunities brings huge risk. There might not be as much liquidity. There might not be as much as many holders. So you could be somebody's exit liquidity. Whereas on these major layer ones, it's probably not the case. You just have to. That kind of goes back to what we were saying, like investing in, um, the project, the team. You're looking for transparency. You're looking for communication. You're looking for roadmap. Centralized exchanges are essentially the banks of crypto. Whereas decentralized finance, you have all you. That's when you have to dig in and look for and kind of like find the people that are running these projects. And now you're putting your trust in them because there's so many, you know, scary issues with DeFi that can easily be navigated with the right information, and that's what we're here to kind of help people understand. And not only that, but why we think crypto, and I'm sure JG you agree, crypto when it relates to marketing, like online marketing, search engine optimization, social profile building, um, you know, all of the information. This is what kind of goes back in the last video. I mentioned, with social media, with crypto projects, I mean, it is like it's the bread and butter. Crypto and online marketing just go hand in hand. Everything operates in the digital space, and online marketing is literally the vehicle to grow that project. You cannot grow without marketing. So, this is where it's really exciting when you see this is how you find out about these projects through their social media. So not only are we talking about vetting projects or finding projects for that matter, you have to go through their social media. And the only way you're going to get a project visible or find out about a project is because of online marketing. It's crazy. It's kind of like a lot of people don't really realize that that's how you find these projects: word of mouth, online marketing, social media. If a project could have the greatest utility in the world. They could, be a part of every transaction in banking, even like. But if nobody knows about them, you're not going to get the retail investor. You're not going to get the corporate investor, even who just doesn't know about you. So that's what's really cool about crypto, in my opinion, is that there's so many ways to actually, be transparent, show that you are a good team, show that you have, a quality vision and actually a good roadmap. And it all starts with online marketing. It's really amazing. Um,
And
yeah,
talk about adoption, and investing. Investing now, you kind of have to envision what's going to happen 5 years from now or 10 years from now,
exactly.
and then invest in those projects that you see playing a huge role 5 years down the road. For me, it's HODL, it's Polygon, it's Cardano. There's Ethereum. There's a lot of projects out there that have a lot of users and a lot of development going on. And so, even though the price may not be where it should be, um, people will pick up on that later down the road. They'll figure it out, and when that happens, the money flows into the project, the price goes up. So the investment that you get at a lower price comes to fruition later during adoption. And we were talking about earlier about ATMs. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, you would have never heard about a Bitcoin ATM, but now you can walk down to the local mall and there's a Bitcoin ATM, so you can buy and sell right there. There's a ton of adoption that's coming down the road. I think banking institutions,
We're already seeing this.
we're already seeing that. 5 years ago they would have never touched it, but you start slowly seeing the adoption happening in different niches and different sectors, and eventually everyone's going to adopt it. In fact, the governments are adopting it. They're creating their own tokens.
They're
So,
looking at those CBDCs kind of, in my opinion, I think they pulled one of the largest market cap projects out there, Ripple XRP, and they were looking for a way to figure out how this stuff works. That's my opinion. I mean, I've read lots of stuff about that. And now, all of a sudden, 2 years later, after that case is kind of, you know, almost finished, they decide that they're going to create a CBDC, a digital currency. And now multiple countries are doing it. And now you've got, JP Morgan Chase developing crypto wallets. You've got Fidelity offering, Bitcoin payments. And they've got 40 million in Bitcoin that they are now offering to their customers for investment strategies. It's just amazing. Adoption is coming, guys, and it's going to come on a massive scale. And it might happen before you even know it, before you even realize it, which is really incredible to think about. I mean, the internet boom of the 90s, I think, even though we've had a lot of volatility in the last, 13 months, I think this is the new internet boom of the 90s. And crypto, we talked about before NFTs. NFTs have an amazing capability for adoption. NFTs, in case you guys don't know, it is a non fungible token, meaning basically a unique a unique identifier that there's only one of. Now, a contract can make multiple versions of that NFT, and you see this right now with projects doing like the Bored Ape Yacht Club. They might have 10,000 of that project, but each one is unique. And this is where we think, or I've talked about this many times. That NFTs are not just pictures. Now, currently, that's the hype is, or at least it was earlier this year. But I think NFTs have an amazing capability in the real world as well, in voting, licensing, titling, deeds, ticket sales, you name it. I'm sure, you guys have already probably all thought about this too, but NFTs and crypto, that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to adoption, and it's coming. Certainly, it's coming. Now, I asked you about investments. Do you do any like real estate or precious metals or commodities, oil, solar, anything like that, or is it strictly stocks and crypto?
Stocks and crypto for the most part. I will be getting into real estate investing probably at a later date.
Yeah,
Just got to learn the ins and outs of it, and I'm looking at all different aspects of different investment vehicles. Certainly looking at precious metals, silver and gold, in the form of coins. There's many different ways and many different things to invest in. I mean, you could invest in, you could invest in another company, you can invest in precious metals, but what I'm looking for is maximum amount of return over 5 to 10 years. So most people, they want that return like right now. They want to
oh
put
yeah,
something in, put $1 in and get $1.25 out. And usually investments don't work that way. It's usually you invest in something and then you get paid along the way. So you kind of have to think 5, 10 years out.
yeah. The thing about stocks too, I hate to say it, but I feel like they're heavily manipulated. All the institutional money just kind of already has the inside information, and they can, they're the power players. That is the beauty of crypto. Now, unfortunately, we have seen some attempted manipulation. These attacks on these centralized exchanges becoming insolvent, and their call out capital has basically gone to zero. Um, and yeah, it's unfortunate to see that happen, but crypto can't be manipulated. It's on a digital ledger that you can't fake. And that's what's so great, in my opinion, about crypto. That's one of the reasons why I like investing in crypto so much, is because the potential is huge, massive, massive, massive. That upside potential is, we've seen Bitcoin go 69,000x. I mean, that is absurd. Stocks, yes, they can do that, but I feel like institutional money just has a stranglehold on that, and you and I, as investors, will never see that, at least in stocks. Precious metals and commodities, yeah, those are great, stable stores of value. But it's tough, it's like one of those things. It's just like the old school style of investing. You can do all the online marketing you want, but people know about gold. They know about gold. It's been around for since the dawn of humanity. Essentially, it's been in our lives since since we were even really humans with a brain. But now you have this new technology, and every time there's a new technology, you have this massive, massive brain dump of the entire workspace even changing. Like, we're even seeing that across, Silicon Valley. People are leaving the tech sector and coming into the digital financial sector. There is a massive shift in brain power leaving, the west coast of the United States and jumping, going back home. And jumping into this financial digital asset trends, and there's really nothing else like it. Now, what's really exciting is, when that adoption does come, what does that look like? What do you think it looks like, JG? You see, we've talked about, like, swiping a card and doing whatever, but I've already seen people like on Instagram or Facebook, and they meet up and they buy something like in the real world, like, hey, do you accept Dogecoin? Yeah, bro. And you pick up like a video game or something from somebody. When I saw that, it blew my mind. Like, absolutely blew my mind. Yes, you could walk up and hand them cash. You would have had to prepare, like go to the bank or whatever. But literally, the dude pulled out his phone. They looked at each other's phones. I didn't know what they were doing. I actually had to go ask them. And then when they said, "Oh, I just sent this dude Doge, $80 worth of Doge, and I got this old Zelda game or whatever it was," I
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Wait, he paid you in something called Doge, what, like crypto?" And he's like, "Yeah, you should check it out." That was 8 years ago. Like, oh my god,
Yeah,
what?
it kind of goes back to the days when you would barter, right? You have rice, I have goats, and we trade off. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's another form of currency. It's another form of value, something to trade for something else at its core. And then you have different use cases for stuff like the NFTs, non-fungible tokens, means you can't fake it. It's basically a certificate that says you have one of a kind item. And so you can apply that in so many different ways. You could do real estate deeds, as we're seeing kind of pop up in Florida, I believe, where they're actually doing real estate deeds as NFTs. It's irrefutable evidence that you own a piece of land or a
yeah,
house. You can, I've heard several people talk about using NFTs or the blockchain to validate voting, for like elections. And so each ballot that's cast on the blockchain is like literally recorded on a ledger,
it's amazing.
irrefutable. So there's different ways to use the blockchain and crypto and NFTs and all this stuff all together. And there will be more adoption coming down the road in different forms. I mean, it's going to evolve. So it's
Yeah, and
exciting
we
to
could
see.
sit here and literally mention every sector of business, and say that there is use case for whatever project is out there who is willing to create the use case. So, now that we've touched on all that stuff, we kind of want to close it out by saying, like, guys, pay attention to what crypto is doing out there. Again, to protect yourself, you want to look into what makes a project viable. You want to get to know the project creators, especially if you're looking at DeFi. Now, if you're looking at layer ones and stuff like that, yeah, get on Coinbase, get on Binance, try it out. It's amazing. Just even the little APYs that they offer is worth it. Then it's kind of fun to watch the charts and you get a little taste of the action. But definitely pay attention to crypto in the future. The reason for that is because it is an emerging technology. I just want to say thanks to JG for coming out today. Appreciate the time. I know we could go on for days, literally days, but we'll bring you back and we'll have another. We'll do another one of these for another info series that we're working on. So, thanks again, Jeff. Thanks again, everybody. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, and we'll catch you next time.